Yeah, that doesn't look good, does it? Mm-mm-mm. Come on now. Man, is this place even open? There's no truck fuel here. Oh, man.
Continue on US 93 South for 1 mile.
I think my fuel app has these two stations backwards. Let's cross our fingers and hope so. Because that station down there didn't even have diesel. It's $4.55 on the sign. With my discount, if this is the right place, I'm getting it for $4 even. And if you throw in the tax credit, it's $3.80.
In 500 feet, make a U-turn.
What is she telling me? So lucky. Oh my goodness. So my app, my fuel app, this place is called The Last Stop, and that place over there is called The Last Stop. And I either looked at it wrong, I thought it was on the other side of the street, but when I got over to that station, it didn't even have a diesel pump for a truck. And luckily there was no traffic, and there was a turnaround right there. I whipped it around, got in here, and then I found out real quick this was the right place. But I don't get my discount at the pump. I get it after I fuel up and everything. I am gonna hate to see this bill. I'm already at $350, and it's probably gonna be close to $700 bill. No, it'd probably be $600. Whew. Let's see what it gets to. It's a little chilly out. My tanks aren't that big. I've got 100 gallon on one side and a 75 or a 50 on the other side. I'm sorry, 75 gallon on one side and a 50 gallon on the other side. So it's about to stop here. Well, I was bone dry, so it'll probably get just over 125 gallons. Well, one side stopped. Man, oh man, remember that 2 years ago? I could fill this thing up, oh my gosh, for half this amount. Well, it's going over the rating. Where's it gonna stop? Hopefully it's not pumping out on the ground over there. I better go check. I don't think I've ever seen anybody stop at a truck stop and fly a kite underneath the high power line. But I guess they're having fun. Oh my goodness. The Lord looks out for crazy people. I don't want to ever do that again. I usually don't let mine get below a quarter of a tank, and I'm pulling in somewhere. But that was too close to call. Too close of a call. So the bill on that, $597. $99 for the fuel and $15 for DEF. Well, welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your trucks are treating you good. I am sitting here at Petro in North Las Vegas. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. There is a NASCAR race about to get underway at the Speedway just across the street. Went into the Petro this morning to get something to eat, and the restaurant in there, that was just packed with race crews and drivers and everything to do with that. So ended up having to get a donut. Man, that is loud. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but talked to a guy that went yesterday, and he said he's still deaf. He forgot that's the first race he'd been to. He didn't know he was supposed to take earbuffs. But I might go this evening. It just depends on how much it costs. Today, I just had the chance while I was sitting here. I had a temporary antenna set up for my CB, and I had one single antenna. And today I went ahead and went through all the trouble of routing, making up two cables, routing them down through the, let me show you guys. So of course they come from the radio through here, down through this piling, and then out there through the mirror bracket, and I mounted some hardware right there. The hole was already there, so I mounted some hardware and I put some short antennas on there. My goal was not for range, it was for clarity, because I very seldom turn the CB on, very seldom. Every once in a while I'll pull up to a receiver or shipper that says tune into radio or station 9 or something. And every once in a while I'll pull up to, there might be some traffic or something like that. But the main reason I end up using it for a lot of time is I'll be going down the road and something's hanging off someone's truck, or falling off the flatbed or something like that. So I'd like to be able to turn it on and warn somebody of something. So I had the one antenna, and I had it kind of run out the door, and after a while that cable went bad. So while I was here today, I bought two new antennas, wire, fittings, everything, and connected everything up, got it calibrated, and we're good to go. A very good signal now. But I wanted to cover my numbers for last week. It was a very short week. This load that I'm on, I picked it up, I started on it on Thursday, a few hours on Thursday, so I'm going to count it toward next week, because I plan on being home Thursday or Friday of next week, so I'll just make that one long week. So last week, my numbers for last week, I worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Wasn't a really efficient week because of the first load. The load boards were looking terrible, and I didn't have anything planned for Monday coming out of the house, and my regular run, something was going on with that, so I wasn't able to get that Monday. And I ended up doing a repo from right near the house down to Houston, and as I was looking for something to pick up near Houston, I got the call from the agent about my regular run. And so that was a deadhead. From there to get that next load was a little over 200 miles, and that's what really killed the efficiency, especially when you consider I only did 2 of those runs. So I took the repo from my house down to Houston, then I deadheaded home, and the next morning I deadheaded up, and I did 2 of my normal little runs. I had a third one, but for whatever reason, they never loaded the trailer, so I never got to do it. So I only did 3 loads that week, and it came out to be $2,700, a total of 950 miles. It was $2.84 for all miles. It doesn't matter to me what the loaded miles are, what the deadhead miles are. I got to pay for it all when it comes to fuel. The only time it really matters is to somebody who's really wanting to know what those loaded miles are, so they can compare to what they're doing. But there were $284 for all miles for me, so that wasn't terrible. considering the load boards look so bad. And I drove 22, well, I worked 22 and a half hours. That's going to pick up, dropping, waiting to get unloaded, and everything, driving. So that was everything, every hour I worked that week, those 3 days. So not a bad 3 days, $2,700. And the efficiency number looks real bad because of the over 200 mile deadhead I had to do. But the efficiency number was $120 an hour. And once those 2 loads were done, I knew I was on my way to the house. I kind of was, thinking, am I just spinning my wheels? Should I just go to the house for a couple of weeks? And I don't know, got kind of antsy. I wanted to get out on the road, and I found this load coming out to Vegas, which I'll count toward next week. So yeah, that was that week in a nutshell. Nothing special, basically, 3.5 days worked, 3 really easy loads. Well, this is interesting and a little different. I like it. Here at the TJ Maxx Distribution Center. Radio off. And it's a drop and hook, so I was expecting them to say drop it in this space, then go over to this space and pick up your empty. But the way they do it here is you just pull up alongside this curve to this cone up here and drop it right here. That's pretty cool. Don't have to worry about wasting time trying to find a spot to back it into. Cool beans. Well, that took a little bit longer than I expected. The little cranking handle didn't want to cooperate. Okay. 572. Like it was resurrected from the dead. All right, I'm gonna jump out here and find the best trailer. All right, gonna do my inspection. Got somebody replace the glad hands and put the wrong kind on there, but I was able to fix them up. I want to show you guys something here. These older trailers, they used to have cargo sensors in here. Let's see if I can capture it as close as I can get. Those are cargo, that's a cargo sensor up there. The older systems I'm not sure exactly how they worked. They just detected if there was cargo inside or if it shifted. I'm not sure exactly how they plotted that out. But the newer systems, let's see if we can find one. Yeah, this is one. Well, not brand new, but so if you see right there in the middle has that black sensor, and just up from the top of that, that's probably a camera. I'm not sure on this one since this is a much older trailer, but the newer systems, let's see if I can, hopefully we can find one. That one doesn't have anything in it. That has that same thing in it. I can't tell from this distance, but at any rate, I put that on one of my videos last time, that these trailers, they're now putting camera systems in them, and I think somebody thought I was joking them, but on the newer trailers, the ones that come out in the past couple years, I think they're called Wirewise or Bonafone or something like that. These cargo systems. Let's see here. So yeah, these cargo sensors, I don't know how the older ones worked, but the newer ones, excuse me, work with lasers. So one piece of equipment that's back there will, once the trailer is loaded, it can map out the cargo with a laser somehow. And I guess it does it periodically to see if anything, while you're driving, if anything is shifting. But the other thing it can do, when you see these trailers that have the solar panels on them, now, you know, starting out, you know, long ago, they could put the GPS trackers on them. Those are just passive devices. They could ping those from anywhere and tell the trailers, yeah, there's a trailer there, go pick it up. But if you see the ones with the solar panels on them, that means that when they're disconnected from your truck, that little cargo sensor thing in there still has power, and they can actually take a pic of it, of the back of the trailer. So these trailers, all these trailers that are sitting here, well, I'm not sure about all of them, but like I said, the newer systems, you guys can see, you see they all have solar, a bunch of them have little solar panels on them. So if a trailer's been sitting there for a long time, they can ping it and say, yeah, that's where the trailer's at, but they can also take a quick picture of the back of that trailer and see if it's empty or not. I was told that by an agent for one of these mega carriers, and I didn't quite believe it myself until I was up in the back of one of those things sweeping one time, cleaning it out, and I looked up and there sure as heck was a camera staring at me. I'm sure they weren't taking a picture of that time, but you know, them taking a quick pic of that and seeing if the trailer's empty, that's pretty cool, I think. Now, some people think they might be spying on them or whatever, but I think it's a pretty good idea, especially those cargo sensors that can tell if something's gone wrong or a load is shifted in the back of that trailer. But I tell you what, there's been at least twice this past year where I was told, hey, go pick up this trailer over here, empty trailer. And I got over there and the trailer had, one time it had pallets in it, the other time it was locked up. So if they would have had that piece of equipment so they could take a quick look in the back of there, I wouldn't have wasted their time, or they wouldn't have wasted mine, however you want to look at it.